it's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. It is March the 16th, 2023. What are you
Tell him,
shaking?
Queasy, get woke. Get straight out. Daylight savings time. Central Standard. Daylight savings, Mark. Have you set your watch forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time.
I know, but not standard. You said standard time, Marvin. It's daylight savings time, Marvin.
What does CST stand for?
According to what reference you using it in.
Who you talking to?
Yeah, it is Central Standard Time, like it's Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
I promise you I'm right.
Okay.
You learned that in preaching school?
I learned that in preaching school.
Anyway, well, I'm glad you learned something.
It is March the 16th, 2023. You're watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live on Facebook and YouTube. Charlie's having some technical difficulties tonight over in Alabama on the Rocket Speedway. I don't know if he'll be joining us or not, depending on if he can get his engine running. But we're glad you're watching with us tonight. You've invited us into your home, wherever you're watching, in your home, in your automobile, driving a tractor, on your boat or your motorcycle, or in your ultralight flying for a good evening flight. Anyway, we're glad you're watching with us. If you're watching on Facebook, do this for us. Hit the like button and hit the share button. Hit the like button and hit the share button on your Facebook page. That way your message gets broadcast on your page and it gets our message out to an even broader audience. And we appreciate you doing that. Like and share if you're watching on Facebook tonight. Again, you're watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live and in color on this Thursday night. And we're glad you have tuned us in for the next hour as we revelate, pontificate, prognosticate, and opinionate the whole hour. We're going to have a great time. Hope you will stay with us and pick up the phone and call somebody and tell them to tune in on YouTube or Facebook. We love new viewers, especially those who live in the northern eastern seaboard of the United States, centered around Martha's Vineyard. But anyway, tonight we're live on the big screen. I had Floyd Queasel. We had someone that went and got one of our viewers went and got this advertiser for us. Went and got this advertiser for us to put on the big screen. So we're on the big screen tonight, 139 inches tonight. We're at Janella's recycled juicy fruit gum from under school desks. Delicious jams and jellies made from outdated fruit stand fruit. And just your size spandex jumpsuits for those on spring break on the Swanee River. And finally, jaw-dropping recordings of Joe Biden blunders. That's it. Janella's just about everything in Jasper, Florida.
Man, I love it when we get that input like that, don't you? They just come out of the blue and just dump it in your lap, man. I didn't know nothing about Janessa. Only I know one other person in the world, woman who's named Janessa, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with it.
I guess I
got one. I know
anyway,
one.
We had one of our viewers that travels, and he came across Janella in Jasper. Told her about us. Yeah, Janella, and he told
not Janessa. I don't know no Janella.
Yeah, Janella. Anyway,
you do now?
Yeah, you know her now.
I know her now. I know where she's at.
But anyway,
I've been wanting to ask a question about these televisions. Do they go and just have them built especially for our show?
That's it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They're required. Yeah, part of the contract is they have to buy a brand new TV, and we're the only thing that can be broadcast on that television. That's part of our contract with them. Yeah, 139 inches and Janella's. It'll only be broadcasting Charlie Platt, the Dirt Road Sports Show, live every Thursday night and playing our reruns in perpetuity. But she's in Jasper, Florida, and thanks to Kenneth Spooner for reaching out and getting us that advertiser right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show.
That helps out, don't it, Marvin?
It does, man. It helps us out. Especially
the more folks you got in the game, the easier the game is, Marvin.
That's right.
That's it. That is it. But next,
Everybody don't have to carry the weight on one shoulder.
Amen, bro.
so if you're down in Jasper, Florida, give old Janella a big shout out and tell her you heard about her on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And guys, again, we're glad you're here with us tonight, tuning in. Hope you've had a great week thus far. It's going to be a week. Well, it's going to rain tomorrow, and then it's going to remain cool. But boy, did y'all have frost this morning on the ground at y'all's house?
Yeah. I seen a little dust and a frost. It was on the roofs, on my neighbor's roofs. I didn't look at my roof, but I saw their roof. It was pretty good coverage. I don't think it done no harm. I don't think it hurt nothing. Not a thing in the world. Just perk things up.
My taters still look good.
Who do? What do?
My taters. My taters still look
fine.
good.
They're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. I remember one time the latest cold I ever remember down here, it was in 1980, which is a year that will live in infamy with me. About 300 acres of wheat planted out there, and it was pollinating. It was in April. We opened up in April. It was pollinating. Man, they had the head on it. We had a sleet storm. It wiped it out. Stopped the pollination. Stopped it dead in its tracks. Nothing. I'd go out there and combine the wheat, and I could get me a handful of wheat like that, blow it, and it looked like chaff. That's all it was. It didn't weigh nothing. Didn't weigh a thing in the world. Wasn't no safety net back then, no, Marvin.
They wasn't what?
No safety net.
Oh, okay. So there wasn't no money made that year.
There wasn't none made.
No, back them days, you either did or you didn't.
You in or out? Ain't that right, Queen?
Right.
Sometimes you just sit down, ma'am. You out of it. That's what he told me. Sit down, Flo. You out.
Sit down.
Start holding on another rope, son. Hey, man, that's ancient history.
Yeah,
that's ancient history.
Yep.
Woo.
Good. What else you got, Marvin? You doing good, man. You on a roll, Marvin. I'm telling you now.
Hey, it helps to have good friends always looking out for you and trying to, especially when I wasn't able to get out and drum up any.
Well, you was out of town. Wasn't you out of town this week? Wasn't you out of town again?
Yeah, I've been out of town this week.
You was out of town this week.
Well, I think he was up at Martha's Vineyard. Was you up there trying to get us a show up there?
Well, I had some connections up there at Martha's Vineyard. I was wanting them to get us to broadcast live up there at President Obama's birthday party celebration this year, where we could be live on the air. And I didn't get too much. I didn't get too far with the conversation.
Oh, didn't get no reply.
Well, they must have didn't understand you correctly. I can't think of nobody he'd rather have up there than us.
That's what I thought too. I thought. But anyway, I reckon that'll be for another day, another time. It don't look like we're gonna be going to Martha's Vineyard doing a live show anytime soon.
What do they have a joint up there that watches us on television?
Yeah, I think they've watched. I don't know if they've ever watched us up there.
That's what I'm wondering about. Maybe we need to reach out to
somebody up at Martha's Vineyard that's watching us.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great for us to go up there and do a live show.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how about I'll throw this out to the World Wide Web. Any of you that are in Martha's Vineyard that are willing to fly us up there and pay expenses and pay our fees to broadcast live from your business in Martha's Vineyard, we'd like for you to call us at the number on the bottom of the screen right there. Floyd's got the phone. You call Floyd right there. That's the number 229.
Right there. I got it right here, man. Call me. Right here. I got it. And if that don't work, hey, look here. If that don't work, I got my regular phone here. I got this right here. Call me on
that. Still working.
Hello? No, I don't need no car warranty. Thank you. Hello?
Yeah.
The burial plan. How much for a burial plan? Oh, according to how deep you want to go. I call you back. Bye.
Troy Howard said we'd have a better chance to find an orange grove in Idaho than go to Martha's Vineyard.
We might. Hey, look, wait a minute now. They are inclusive up there, so
that's right.
They might include us. They might.
Right.
All about equity and inclusivity and all that kind of work. They just might pull us right on in.
Yeah,
we probably wouldn't get to stay long, but they might get invited.
Inclusivity and equity. They want us to have the same opportunities. They want us to have the same outcome that they've had in their life because it's all about equity. Equity means the same
Yeah.
outcome. So that's what
And
them folks up there are all about up there at Martha's Vineyard. They all the flaming left wing Democrat liberals, and that's what they preach all the time. So we ready for some of it. Y'all come on, y'all come on, break loose up there and show us how equitable y'all are and inclusive y'all are. And you talk about diversity. Now, if you want some diversity,
we'll bring some diversity.
we'll bring you some diversity.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
will.
Real life deals. Okay.
people don't understand that we are very diverse. I mean,
Yeah,
look
we
at.
are.
I mean, we are the most diverse people that I know.
Mm-hmm. And
I
travel.
agree.
We've traveled. We've been to places. We've seen things. We've done things in our lives. That a lot of people hadn't been able to do.
And I tell you something else too. It won't be the first time we've have to leave somewhere in a hurry neither.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We got our money though when we left it.
We got that money. We got out there.
We got it'd be. I think it'd be about tenfold up there what it was with us down there on the river on the river canoe trip.
Oh well.
Hey, look. Marvin, what you got behind you back there? Son, that look like some resting iron right there now, but I like that right there.
Yeah, that was a picture a good friend of mine sent me. I don't know
That's
where
true.
it came from.
It's parts unknown.
Arts
Parts
unknown.
unknown. That's a Benthal peanut picker right behind you there. Never
Man,
heard of one, but a bunch of you folks out there, all you guys out there probably now with your 8295 R's and your 84 R 8400s and all, y'all probably never heard of a Benthal picker. Some of you might have. Some of you might have sacked peanuts or picked peanuts with one.
you can't do 1,000 acres a day with that one, can
You
you?
can't do much with that, not 2 rows at a time, buddy boy. 2 rows at a time. PTO though, PTO with a basket dump.
Wow.
Oh, you talk about uptown. Now you talk about the queen of the ball. That was it right there.
Hey, y'all, look, you just had that sent in. That's our youngest viewer right there watching
How about
live.
that? That's
Look
what
at
I'm
that.
talking about.
That's
And they're
it.
starting them off young in the Spooner household, ain't they?
He getting some exposure there now to the real world. He ain't
That's
he,
right.
he, he ain't living in fantasy land.
No,
He's
and
in the real world right
he
there.
ain't playing a game. He ain't watching cartoons. Look at what he's watching right down there in the corner. Charlie
That's
Platt
right.
and the Dirt Road Sports Show. They know what it means to educate their child. That's why they have him right there, and that's why he loves Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show.
You
So
know
you
why?
think
You
we
know why?
educate?
Because they are in control. They're
That's it.
controlling. See, they're not negotiating with children.
That's right.
Parents do never, ever, it will never work out for you if you negotiate with your children. My
No,
parents did not negotiate with
mine
me.
didn't either.
They didn't. There was no negotiation.
Your mama
We
didn't negotiate with you, Floyd.
Didn't know no
we had
negotiation. I didn't have a. I didn't have what do they call it? What in the game didn't have a. I didn't have no skin in the game. I had some skin, but if I got out of the game, that skin was gonna be hot.
well, we had time out at my house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that you did.
the time it took me to get back up the floor off the floor for round two, that was time out. Because
Uh-huh.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
And see, that was it. We've talked about this many times. Uh, we always was kind of scared and respected the police, but it wasn't the 1875 we were worried about. We was worried if they were going to tell our daddy. That's what we were worried about, that they were going to go tell daddy what we had done. That was the fear. That was like getting the life and electric chair if they went and told daddy what you had done.
But you
I'd
know
have rather had life and electric chair.
But here's the thing now, a lot of the parents are defending the child and putting the law enforcement and the teachers down, and therefore taking a stand that the child does nothing wrong.
Got a problem. You creating a problem. Y'all deal with it now, deal with it later. Because I'm an expert on raising youngers, never did have none, but I've got friends that have had children. And I've seen the consequences both ways. It's like the little guy there looking at us, the little Spooner kid looking at the little guy looking at us on TV. They got him headed in the right direction, and his daddy knows that we ain't gonna do nothing or show out no kind of way and embarrass him in front of his children.
That's right.
That's right.
He knows that. He knows what we tell him the truth. We need more folks like that.
That's it. That is it. Hey, last week we had a full show. Throw some pictures up, boys. Look at here at a picture taken at night. Week before last. You
Man.
reckon a pretty picture right there? I mean, it's just perfect blue. And then here was y'all forgive me. I don't know who sent me all these, so I can't give credit to them. But there's another beautiful one. Look at that. Look at those horses in that sunset. And then here was another moon. Look at that moon last week right there.
Good night, right through them Georgia pines.
We get some of the most beautiful photos sent to us to share with our viewers, and hey guys, we appreciate y'all doing that. Y'all feel free to share with us.
And folks say they don't think there's a God. All man can do is take a picture of that. God can create that, man. If you don't believe that's there's a God, you just look at something like that. Man can't create nothing like that.
You can't. I mean, what's that bushy headed painter? That you know who I'm talking about? That was the painter, is a bushy headed guy. Anyway, or Picasso or whoever, they can't do anything like that.
Rembrandt,
Yeah,
Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Can't do it. They can't touch it.
Bob, somebody was that painter's name. Anyway, you can't do it right there.
I thought you were talking about the fella that was on the van that carved the engine.
Oh, that
up there on the
Toth.
Oh no, I know who you talking about. What was the guy's name? He used to go around. He had him a painting there at the Quick and Handy in Dawsonville. What's his name? Curtis Everett. What was his name?
Yeah. That Curtis.
Yeah.
That was
Curtis is quick. Now Curtis is good. I remember he had one. I think he had one in the Hilltop. I know he did. He had one in the Hilltop out there. It was George Carr. He had a painting of George Carr sitting up there with him. Let's see what I know. He had a slit in one hand. He had a boiled egg in the other hand. He had a short back in this side of the mouth, a dipple snuff in this side. So, I remember that. I hope they've done away with that because it vision it's in your mind. You know, one of them things you want to. But that was it. Curtis. That was his name, wasn't it? Was it Curtis Everett?
That was it.
He brought a miniature mural around. I mean, he could get the feel too. He was a local Michael.
A lot of baptistries painted scenes on baptistries.
Like where you baptize folks in the church now, not like where you used to baptize them out there when you really baptize them in the water.
Yeah, I see it.
You got them in tools now.
You talking
y'all still better than the Methodists and the Catholics. All they do is just spew a little water on it and you done.
Oh, they got baptistries now. Some of the newer churches have them. The preacher don't even have to get in it and get wet. He walks behind it and baptizes over the side.
I wouldn't do it. That ain't for real. No. John the Baptist did not do.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think John the Baptist was standing in the water, wasn't he?
He was in the water.
And see, I'm a full immersion Baptist. One of the first men that I baptized when I started preaching had a pompadour hairdo, and I got him down, and there was a little bit of hair still sticking up. I pushed him on down a little further because I believe in full immersion.
You're gonna clean him good, wasn't you, Marvin?
You got to go under. You got to go under if you're gonna be baptized. See, I went under. I went out that Bellevue Church out there when it was the Wood Church. When it had the Wood Church, I had to walk up them steps to get in there, and it had the fans on the end down there where it pulling that circle. It didn't blow on you; it pulled that circulation through there. Mm-hmm. And got baptized. Me and my daddy we accepted Jesus Christ the same morning at church. So he was unbaptized. He was an unbaptized, but they took me to church. Let me tell you, he was unbaptized, and the Spirit moved him and me at the same time.
Wow.
We walked down the aisle. I was about 13, 12, 13, 14. And we walked down the aisle. And that afternoon at that Williams O'Meal, we both went under. And there were 3 or 4 more that went under with us at that same time at Williams O'Meal. Now that's just a little testimony. It just, when we get to talking, we recollect, and that's what we do. We have recollections, and that's just one of those things just popped in my mind. Me and my daddy.
That's pretty good story right there, Flo.
Yep.
At the same time, and he's up there in heaven right now, and looking down, and he says,
waiting on you to get there.
He said, son, he said, it won't be long. It won't be long. It's just life is fleeting. Time waits for no man. So, ain't that great? Ain't that great to know you got somebody waiting on you?
I see it.
It
Have you
is.
ever thought about this? This is something deep to think about. Did you know that God is absent of time?
Oh, the time it is meaning, it means nothing. A gnat's breath is 1,000 years to
That's
God.
what he said. A day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years a day to him. It don't matter.
Think about it. Men created time. God didn't.
Mhm,
God operates out of time. Time
mhm,
is
mhm, mhm.
because when you're dealing with eternity, time don't matter.
Time don't matter. Well, we can get deep, can't we? We can be on one
We
subject
are.
1 minute. See, that's how diversified we are. See,
We could
see,
near
y'all
about
know
be
that, yeah, but we
philosophers. You know
can't.
that?
Huh?
We
Huh?
could near
Do
about
what?
be philosophers.
Oh
We
yeah.
could very well be. If they was folks,
Yeah.
listen, we could open up our own, if you will, psychiatric psychiatric center where we
We
could come
could.
in and tell us tell us their problems, and we could solve their problems if they would listen to us.
Yeah.
But they
If
would.
people would write down,
And you know why they wouldn't listen? Because we wouldn't charge them but $3.50. Where if
that's
they
right.
pay $250, $300, it'd be fine. We'd know something. They don't know that. They don't charge $2, $3.50.
And here's the other thing too. If we needed to, I mean, I got an electric fence charger and a cattle prod. We can do electric shock therapy too.
Do anything.
Yeah, I done
I
seen
don't
you
know
get
about
some
that, Mark.
electric.
You go to touching folks with things. If you open yourself up for lawsuits, but now
I
you
done
can.
seen it works too. Cause I seen Marvin get some of that electric prod. What you
Electric
got
fence
therapy
work.
one day.
Did he get religion or did he lose religion?
He
Or was it
a little of
borderline?
both. To
Going
be
it
honest
coming,
with
what?
you,
He
I
was
tell you
weaving
what,
in
I didn't
and
know.
weaving out, weaving in, weaving out.
I did not know he could run as fast as he could with one gallon of his overhaul hooked unhooked. Now, let me tell you what he done. He can set a trot now. Yeah, and I was out there trying to hip him. I was on his side trying to hip him. I didn't, and I'd be doggone if he didn't. He winds up in the worst messes Marvin does. But I ain't gonna tell on him. I'm just gonna say he gets in the worst messes of anybody I know of. I go out there try to hip him, and then he blamed me for the mess he's in. You know,
I know.
but that's okay.
That's okay. He's all right.
But that
He got
shock
to do something.
therapy, it works. It works. But I was just thinking that if somebody could write down, some of the stuff that we say, that could be. I mean, I'm not saying that it would ever equal to the book of Proverbs, but it could be. What's that old kid that Confucius? He said all them things.
Yeah.
I don't know nobody in the world no more confused than we are sometimes.
Actually,
So
I've been confused. Man, I've been big
yeah,
time
we
confused.
could say we could have some. It could be one of the classics of
Y'all know
the future.
Cornel
If
West. Y'all know who Cornel West is?
Yeah, I
no,
know. Yeah, I know Cornell. He's a professor somewhere, some big college.
He looks like Don King, the wrestling promoter.
Yeah, got that big
uh-huh.
gap between his teeth in there. Like, I know him.
Anyway,
What's the latest thing Cornell said?
I don't know, but he's on Master Class. You know what
He's a
Master?
lunatic. You know that, don't you? He's a lunatic.
But you can sign up for Master Class and go get 3 or 4 sessions of him teaching you the philosophies of life. You paying him to listen to him.
I know we could do that. We could teach the
Do that.
philosophies of
Uh-huh.
life.
Exactly.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Now we
As
could.
good as Cornel West could.
And we can compare it to something. It's like that time we was over at the fire. We did all your training session for the firemen, Georgia Firemen's Association in Savannah. We give them a
Scenario.
hypothetical situation, and
That's
then
right.
we would actually refer it to an event that actually happened, and they were mesmerized, if you will.
And they got state of Georgia credit.
Mhm.
The content of what we taught. That you had the director of the fire academy in there, you had the director of standards and training, and you had the director of the public safety training center in there listening to what we were teaching, and they all 3 agreed on 2 things. Number 1, that we was equal opportunity offenders, and number 2, that there was enough merit in the content that we presented to give them full credit for the 2 hours that they set in there. And I have a certificate. I'll have to
You need to share that with us. It's continuing education that we did
I'll
for
have
a
to bring it. Let
associate.
Marvin put it up one night.
Y'all, they don't believe. People out there don't believe. They have no idea. People, there's some, especially the people in Martha's Vineyard up there. That's the ones we're reaching out to and trying to talk to, because our viewers know they know where we come from. They know what our message is.
And we didn't hurt anybody's feeling, because the when we gave an example of people of say a fire chief making a wrong decision, we told them about the time Bookie was the fire chief, on the little volunteer fire department, and they got it. They understood. We put them in real life situations that they understood.
That's it. That's right. That's it.
And you know
And very
what?
few people can do that. Very, very few people can do that. And for all of us to be as broke as we are, I don't know why come we say something. What you think, Weasel?
I think you're right. Well, they still talk about it. I still have fire chiefs that they tell me that that's one of the best things they ever went to, and they said we learned something when we wasn't laughing, but they enjoyed it. But oh well,
Well, that's what we do. We get together. We don't talk to one another over the week. I mean, we're crossing, pass and repass, and that's about it. Sometimes Marvin answers his phone when I call him, maybe once every 10, 15 times. We'll talk a little bit. I'll ask him something.
You might get an answer.
Yeah, this is it. This is what you get. When you tune in, this is what you get.
That's it. Hey, Quiz, tell them a little bit about Phillips Auto Parts.
Man, I'm telling you, it's a place to be. Yeah, they got anything you want, all your automotive needs. Farming's picking up. Farming is getting moving. Everybody's breaking ground and getting ready to get some corn in the ground. And he's got anything you need for your tractors. Got it for your trucks. Got anything that you might need. All those lubricants that you need. He's got DEF. He's got everything down there to meet your automotive, your tractor needs. He's got one of the things I noticed that I like going on down there. He's got the little accessories that you don't find in a lot of places, like little wire ends and wire nuts and all these kind of things that you need that you always might need one. He's got them all kind of different sizes, and you can look down there and see he's got the world-renowned rabbit pellets down there at the bottom. He's got all flavors of the rabbit pellets and the rabbit pellet grill, one of the greatest inventions, I think. If I can cook something and make it taste good on it, it's got to be good. So the rabbit pellet grill, and then if you step next door there to the Holstered 9, let him help you protect yourself and your family. He'll give you the best deal you're going to find on any kind of firearm, ammunition. He's very knowledgeable about it. They appreciate your business. Go talk to Johnny and Key. Go down there and just visit with them. Just go see them and let them know you appreciate it. And remember, whatever you do, trade local. They appreciate it. And these is good folks. If they ain't got what you need, they'll get it in there for you. Go see them at Phillips Auto Parts.
Got to cut your microphone on, Marvin.
Yeah.
Microphone's off.
No, we can't hear you. You sound good though, but we can't hear you.
Throw something up there. We'll talk about it.
Evidently, he can't hear us neither.
Can't hear us. He says, yeah, he can. We just can't hear him.
Oh, we can't?
I can't. Can you hear?
No, I can't hear.
Me neither.
That's why he sounds so good. I had to listen to him all the time. He sounds good when he talks like that. Don't nothing come out.
No wonder I had my mic muted. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you?
I have got on the phone, wanted to tell a 30-second story here, Dr. Ted Airy.
Oh, my goodness. You ain't going to be on the phone with Ted Airy for no 30 seconds. Ted Airy, we done give Ted his claim to fame. We gave him an hour last week. An hour. We didn't charge him a dime.
I went to Chicago, and the first guy I met in school, the doctor in school, he had never seen a live cow. And somehow this came up, and they told me, I went over and said, Charlie, you've never seen a cow? I mean, can you imagine growing up and never seeing a live cow? He said he'd seen a picture of one. He lived on Long Island, New York. Unbelievable. But anyway, the doctor in saying you never change a diagnosis. This old doctor said, don't ever change a diagnosis when you give it to a patient, because if you do, They will lose confidence in you, and none of their family or them will ever come back.
Marvin, do you know what that is right there, Marvin? You know what that is? Theatrical terms.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, and so this guy come in, and the doctor looked him over and did the poking and the prod, and probably checked him for COVID. You never know. But he says, I tell you what's wrong, young man. You got locked bowels. And the boy said, man, locked bowels. You're crazy. I can't stop going. Doctor thought real quick. He says, that's what I mean. They're locked wide open.
Hey, Ted, you know what I never saw when I was growing up? You know what I never saw until I got grown? A live lobster. A live lobster.
I have to say the same
That'd
thing.
be things to talk about. What had you never seen growing up? And you'd never seen a live lobster. That's interesting. You know, that is good. Talking about baptism, I tell you, two boys, the preacher was gone, and one of them was convicted, and the Spirit moved him, and he told his friend, member of the church there, said, I want you to baptize me now. They said, well, the preacher, they got a substitute preacher. No, I want you to do it. So they both went up there in the baptistry room, and nobody went with them. Well, they looked on the wall, and those rubber waders were hanging. You know, a rack. I mean, it's probably a big old city church where they had rubber waders. You know, most churches didn't have no baptismal garment. But those rubber waders, you know what they both did? They both put on a pair of rubber waders. Now, those are dangerous bass fishing at a dam, you know, and you get water in there. Well, they come down the steps. Both of them, you know, the curtain parted. There's the church looking down. They both went down the steps, and somebody says, they both got on waders. Wonder how that's going to go. So they went into the water. One baptized the other one. Both their waders filled up with water, you know, above the brim to the breast, you know, filled up all the way on, you know, up above the chest.
Go ahead, Dennis, go ahead.
They turned around and tried to go. They went up the steps before somebody slammed the curtain, and what they saw was two salamanders crawling the steps of the baptistry out the top. They were completely could hardly move, and the boy that went under that filled up had a hard time getting up.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you for your input, Ted. Thank you for your call.
Thank you, Ted. We love you.
We love
Okay, we'll see you later.
Bye.
You ought to ask Ted if he had any kind of cook up there at Martha's Vineyard. He might have could have helped us.
I bet he probably knows some people up there.
It wouldn't shock me.
He runs with. Let me tell you, man, them ain't broke folks he runs with.
That's what I'm saying. He might.
Yeah, he's in Destin tonight. Floyd, tell him about Ziggy B.
Woo, one of my favorite places. I was in there this afternoon talking to Miss Ansley Bracewell in there. Had all that good stuff. Everything you see, I didn't see no mullet roe in that over. She had all them oysters, had all them scallops and all them shrimps and crawfish and lobster tail and them steaks, catfish. They had it all. And I got me and Nadine some shrimp, brought them home. We fried them, made us a little pot of rice, had us some good cocktail sauce we made ourselves. We had us a good meal in there a while ago. Sauteed them shrimp in some olive oil. She's got whatever you want. Ziggy B's. Ziggy B's is the place to be if you want something good to eat, good fresh seafood. That's it right there. Y'all go see her. She'll wait on you. She'll wait on you quick. You won't have to worry about standing in line. You won't have to worry about smelling that old stinking past due seafood. Everything she's got is fresh, ready to go. Y'all go see Ziggy B right here in Colquitt, Georgia. Make you a trip to Colquitt, Georgia if y'all out of town. We ain't that far away. We down here in extreme southwest Georgia. We about an hour from Dothan, about an hour from Albany, about an hour and 15, 20 minutes from Tallahassee, Florida. You ain't gonna find nothing else like it nowhere else around. You ain't gonna find nothing like it. Y'all come to Colquitt, Georgia, trade with Ziggy B, get you some seafood, go back home, cook it. Now she'll steam them shrimp if you want them steamed. She'll do that for you. But y'all go trade with that girl. She's a local girl doing a good job right there. We are so proud to have her here, and we're proud she's one of our sponsors. Y'all go see her.
All right, guys, it's time for Southern Hissy Fits trivia time right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Southern Hissy Fits on the southwestern corner of the square in Colquitt, Georgia, 109 West College Street. All your embroidery, T-shirts, tumblers, gifts, and more. Man, they can make custom-made T-shirts, custom-made tumblers, custom-made automobile tags. You just stop in and see them right there on the square. Give them a call, 229-726-4825. All right, it's trivia time, brought to us by Southern Hissy Fits. The winner will receive a Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show enameled logo mug. The correct answer and your name is what I need texted to the number on the screen, 229-254-5060. I need your name and the correct answer. And here's tonight's trivia question brought to us by Southern Hissy Fits. What Merle Haggard written song was on the Leonard Skinner album Street Survivors? The album was released days before the tragic plane crash in 1977 that killed 3 band members. What Merle Haggard written song? Merle Haggard was the songwriter that was on the Leonard Skinner album Street Survivors. The album was released just days before the tragic plane accident in 1977 that killed 3 of the band members of Leonard Skinner. We're looking for that song written by none other than Mr. Merle Haggard right here on Southern Hissy Fits Trivia Time on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. 229-254-5060 is the correct number. I need the correct name and your correct the correct name of the song and your name texted to me, and you will be the winner right here tonight. Merle Haggard song. Queasel, do you know it?
No.
Okay.
I don't know it.
All right. Well, Floyd, do you know it?
Oh, yeah. One of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites.
I probably know the song, but I probably didn't know Merle Haggard wrote it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we probably used to play the song.
Probably did. You was in a band. You was in a somewhat rock band, weren't you? When you were
I was.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called?
You know, I had the opportunity to play the drums behind chicken wire.
Mm-hmm. What was the name of your band? What was the name of your band, Queen?
Oh, I was in a bunch of. I can't remember. The last one I was in, the best one I was ever in was the last one, and it was named Shine.
Shine.
That was the best. But I
never played for Roger Book. Roger Book
and no, I played the drums for him before.
Mm-hmm. We got a winner, boys. First one out of the gate tonight, Mr. Troy Howard. Winner tonight. The correct answer is Honky Tonk Nighttime Man.
That's it. I'm a honky tonk nighttime man. I can't stand no light. I love that song. I love that whole album. It's a great album. It was released 3 days before they got killed in that plane crash. They ran out of fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Troy, send me your address. I'll get that dropped in the mail to you. Troy Howard, one of our big fans ever since we've been on the air.
Every time. Good deal. Where are you from, Troy?
Troy's from.
What is his name? His name Howard or his name Troy?
No, Troy Howard. No, Troy.
Where are you from? Where you from, Troy?
He's from over in the edge of Alabama.
I like him. He's that kind of peeps then.
You know, you talking about that airplane run out of gas. I remember one time Marvin, you remember the time Marvin was getting on the airplane and Marvin, tell them about they would ask you them questions, tell them what you told them.
Yeah, it was preaching a revival. I don't fly no more. That stopped me from flying, preaching flying. Where was I at? I was in Del Rio, Texas. Wasn't that where?
Right. Yeah, I remember.
That's exactly where you were.
Yep.
I was in Del Rio, Texas, and I was running late. I needed to get back home, and I got to the airport, and it wasn't one of those where you walk out or walk through a tunnel. You got to go outside and go up the steps of the plane. That was number one mistake. And I get up to the top of the go into the door of the plane, and the pilot's standing there with a clipboard. And he looks at me and he asks me, he says, "Sir, can you tell me how much you weigh?" I took a little offense to it to begin with. And I was like, "Man, why do you need to know how much I weigh? What's my weight got to do with anything about this?" He said, "Well," and I didn't understand it. It was scientific. He said, "We take the weight of all the passengers and all the stuff on here to know how much fuel to put in the plane." Yeah. I looked at him, I said, "Man, fill it up. It's right over there." I ain't wanting this plane to run out of gas and crash because some woman done lied about how much she weighs.
see that?
You need to know stuff like that.
You need to know. That's important information.
to share with our viewers in case they
That's
all
right.
ever in that same situation. You never know what's going
And
to happen to
only
you.
right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show can you find out that, hey, I was wrong. Troy's got a 334 number, but he lives in Brinson, Georgia. He
Kevin
lives.
Branson, okay. Well, that's okay. He can have any kind of number he wants.
That's it.
Any kind of number he wants.
Hey guys, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Outlaws Bus and Barbecue. They're coming soon to the old Kmart Shopping Center in Bainbridge, Georgia, right next to Enterprise Rent a Car, right there in the old Kmart Shopping Center. Outlaws Bus and Barbecue, Mr. Brandon Chambliss. Hey guys, he also has a mobile food truck. Go on Facebook and like Outlaws Bus and Barbecue. You can keep up with where he's going to be. And I know he's coming up. I think is sometime the end of this month, maybe Saturday week. He's going to be at the festival over around Ashford for one of that school that they're trying to renovate out from Ashford. I can't remember the name of it. If Charlie was on here, he would know it. But I promise you, the most delicious ribs, pulled chip barbecue that you will ever want to find. Outlaws Bus and Barbecue. They're coming to Bainbridge, Georgia. They're going to have a full service restaurant in Bainbridge as quick as he can get it open. But you go to their Facebook page and check out where they're going to be with their food truck. I promise you, you will not. It's worth the drive to go get some of their barbecue. I promise you, you will not regret doing it. That's Outlaws Bus and Barbecue, Mr. Brandon Chambliss. All right, guys, we got a lot going on in the world this week. I don't know if y'all know that, but there
I ain't
is
been tuned into the news too much this week.
man, there is all kind of stuff going on. Hey, since Charlie ain't here, I might have to hit y'all up on two different ones because I got some I want to cover before we get into the short list. Queasel, let me go to you first.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know how this works, I find a weird news story. I pitch it to one of them, tell them about it, give them 60 seconds to respond. And that's how we handle that. Let me see if I can get this to having some trouble here with this one wanting to pull up. All right, Queasel, this one's for you.
Yes, sir.
This was in the news this week, March 14th. Failed Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams has announced she will be joining an environmental advocacy dark money group that is pushing to regulate and ban natural gas powered stoves.
Well, that's exactly what she needs to do. Because if she does, ain't nothing gonna happen. Because she ain't won nothing yet. So just let her keep on going and try whatever. She knows just about as much about natural gas as I know about flying a rocket ship. What Stacey Abrams is going to do is join wherever somebody will give her some money to get up and talk. That's exactly what she is going to do. They better leave natural gas alone. It's the best and most efficient heating and cooking that there is out there. She knows nothing about it. She needs to accept that she has run for governor twice, lost twice, go get a real job, earn an honest living, and go on about her business and leave politics and all this other stuff alone. I mean, how many times do you have to, do people have to tell you that we don't want you? I don't get that. I ain't got nothing personally against the lady. Don't know her. Don't know nothing about her. But I know this: her values, her beliefs have been rejected by the people of Georgia. So what is she? What else is it going to take for her to understand that? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you this: you let her go to messing with some of these women's stove, she's gonna be created something she ain't wanted to create right there.
She'll just think Brian Kemp was a tough opponent.
You got that right. Yes, sir.
All right, Floyd, this one goes to you next. A Vermont Christian school. This was in the news on the same day. A Vermont Christian school that forfeited a game in the girls' state basketball playoffs because its opponent had a transgender student on the team's roster will be prohibited from participating in future tournaments, the sports governing association in the state said Monday. They've been banned because they would not go and compete.
So this is let me get this right. If I understood this the way you read it, this is a women's team. What kind of, I don't know what it was, basketball, whatever, don't matter, swimming don't matter, but it was a women's team
That's correct.
competing against a school that had a man on their team that was competing against, and they said we ain't gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. Good for them. But here's how this deal works with these stupid people, with these tolerant people. Here's how the deal works. They care nothing about women's rights. They care nothing about these girls that have sacrificed and practiced and worked to get to the point where they are. That's why there is a difference in men and women. All these men that are pretending to be women, they doing it. They can't win in a men's world. They can't do it. They're losers, number one, to start with. So they compete against girls so they can be a winner, so they can convince themselves that they are a winner. You can't make this stuff up, man. I'm telling you what, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, anybody that would have come up with this crazy mess would have been called insane. These people are insane. If I had a daughter or a granddaughter that was on a high school team, track team, basketball team, swimming team, whatever it was, and they had to compete against a team that had, and it's not going to stop with just one man pretending to be a woman. It's going to be 10 men or 5 men on that other team pretending to be women, and the girls are not going to win anything. All they're doing is showing up. It's like that team that used to play the Harlem Globetrotters. They always got beat every time. They always got tore up, beat down every time. That's what's going to happen here, because there's a difference in men and a woman. There's a place in society for boys. There's a place in society for girls. That's the way God intended it. And anybody's going against that, I don't know what it's coming to. I don't know where it's going to end, Marvin. I have no idea where it's going to end, but I know where it is right now. Where it is right now, it's in the abyss. It's right on it has done gone over the cliff. It's in the abyss.
All right, here's the final one for the night, and I'll let you both comment on this one. This one came out today on Breitbart. A true story. Now, guys, I promise you, you're not going to hear these on your major news networks. You're not going to hear this on your local news networks. You're only going to hear these right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show News Time. All right, here we go, and y'all can, whoever wants to take it first. True story now. Y'all know what ozone is, don't you? It's like a pure oxygen.
Can you see ozone? What is, it's like pure oxygen. Ozone is what, I know I've heard of ozone, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, here, top of the line. This was on the top headlines. Oscar-winning actress and Goop founder Gwyneth Paltrow revealed in a recent interview that she inserts ozone up her butt for wellness.
Well, wait a minute. She does. I don't even know how. I don't even want to know how she does this. What she uses, what kind of device she uses, or what. But I've always heard. Listen to me, Gwyneth. I've always heard y'all have to. Not always, but recently when it was so crazy, I've always heard of a hole in the ozone. I've never heard of a ozone in the hole. Huh?
I'm with you, Floyd.
I'm just asking this simple.
It's
help me out, Martha's Vineyard, Liberal Democrats, help me out.
It sounds to me like ozone ain't the only thing she's shooting up her butt. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
If she'll do that, she'll stick anything up there, man. She'll stick a lollipop up there. There ain't no telling what she'll stick up there.
I mean, and guys,
listen, that ain't
making this up.
That ain't nothing new.
I don't doubt it.
That ain't nothing new. I mean,
but ozone? Ozone? Where do you buy ozone? Who's got a maybe one of our sponsors got an ozone store somewhere? Maybe we got on the big screen. Maybe next week somebody's got an ozone store.
Orville's ozone. There you go. Orville's ozone.
See if you can give to put us on the show.
Oh, Marvin, you won't do, man. You are something else.
I don't know, where did you come up with this stuff at?
Man, you don't have to look far. That's the thing. This is real life stuff that happens every day in right in front of us.
Well, I
And
want
most people don't even know it. They never hear of it.
Yeah.
But you're talking about that. What Floyd was talking about. They say they don't know what they are. That transgender stuff. They don't. It ain't that hard. All you got to let your britches down, pull up your dress, pull your drawers down, and look. It ain't that hard to tell what you are. I mean, it's there. And I can't
It's
get it.
not rocket science.
It ain't rocket science.
Nope.
No, it ain't. But hey, I don't know. Maybe we smarter than we think we are.
Yeah, we're too smart. That's what our problem is.
It's happening right here, right around us. I promise you, you will not hear it anywhere else than right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Here we're coming up next. It's that time once again. Time for Floyd's Short Lists and More. Brought to you by Berry Hill Auctioneers. Berry Hill Auctioneers, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of the great, the world famous Floyd's Short Lists and More. And now, please make welcome Mr. Floyd B. Lloyd.
Thank you, Marvin. I've just kind of added a new segment in there, kind of like the Floyd's Ponderings. And you ponder things. You watch TV, you pick up newspapers. They got all these advertisements, all these kind of advertisements. Man, I'm looking on TV, especially they got medicine. They got medicine for everything, anything. They got all kind of medicine. They got one medicine stacked on top of another medicine, pills and formulas and rub-ons. There's some old gal advertising, rub this around your butt crack and you scrotum, and you won't nobody smell you. Well, my opinion is, my ponder, just take a breath. If you wash it, out. At least once a day. Probably ain't nobody gonna smell you. You ain't got to buy what's called a gimmick to get you to buy stuff. Man, they trick you into this stuff they buy. When I was coming up, we had I'd have a cough, bad. I used to have a bad sore throat. Got my tonsils took out and then got all that solved and everything. Anyway, you'd get a cold, you'd get the cough, you get the croup, whatever. They take you up by the Dr. James man, and he give you some kind of old black syrup stuff that you took. So, yeah, I know that. Put it in a teaspoon. Take this. You have to take the whole bottle. Take the whole bottle. I liked it. It tasted good to me. I liked it, but it was old black syrup. I had no idea what was in it. Probably mostly alcohol. Is probably mostly knowing Dr. James. Mostly that's what was in it. But he give you that. He give you that, and then you'd have calamine lotion. Y'all, you get into poison ivy. You get into that poison oak. Get into that. And you get you some push some of that pink calamine, have it rubbed all over your arm and everything. Go to school, your arms all be scaled up and everything with calamine. Now they got pills for that. They got medicine for that. All this kind of medicine you take. You ingest all this. See, this other stuff you rubbed it on. I mean, you put it on. I remember one time I had a rising on my arm. Look, I was a young'un. Had a little rising pop up. Only one I ever had in my life. I never remember Mama and Daddy having one. Had one in. And Mama said, "Look at that thing." She looked, and now if your parents they see a rise, we got to go to a specialist. They fly you to Saskatchewan or somewhere to see about a rise, Anyway, she rode down the road. She said, "I'll be back a little bit." She rode down the road on dirt road there. We lived on Avenue Road, dirt road, and there was some cactuses growing, wild cactuses growing by the side. They had them flat blades on them, flat leaves like that. Had the prongs on them, She come back with one of them things. She had cut one off and she had it wrapped up in her apron. She come back and she skinned that thing down. She skinned it back, got all them old prongs off of it, all them old stickers off of it, and that peeling off of it. And she put that thing on my arm. She cut a chunk of it like that. She put it on my arm and she wrapped it up with something. I don't know what, gauze or whatever. I don't know what it was. A tore up bed sheet. Anyway, she wrapped it on there. The next day, that thing had done drawed all of that old poison, all that old mucus and stuff out of that rising. And that thing was swiveled up, man. It was swiveled up. It looked like a chewed chitlin. The way it looked on my arm there. It was gone. Home remedy. She didn't put me in the ambulance, or she didn't call a helicopter to come get me, or they get a specialist and all that. But now, you have my thigh late. You know, you fall down, skin your knee. You know, skin your knee, skin your elbow, whatever. Put my thigh late, and God knows you didn't want my thigh late. I said, boy, you got some mercurochrome. What you got? No, we're gonna use my thigh late. Something like a blowtorch put on you right there. But it healed it up. Cowboy, when you heal it up. She said, all right, I said, don't fall on you, don't be running around out there in the yard and falling down no more. Okay. That was it. That was the end of that. Now you got to go to a specialist and plastic surgery and all that. But now they got medicine for everything. I'm looking at. I just kind of made me a list here of what all they got for medicine. They got peels and creams and rubs and stuff. They got. This is what they got peels for. They got pills for oppression, depression, expression, euphoria, swooning, misery, desperation, dependency, incontinence. They got pills for recollection, and they got pills for erection. So you got everything you need at your fingertips for a pill. But I'm telling you, and I grew up. I was born in 1947. They had invented matches. When I was born, so I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up in the Stone Age. But just how much it has changed. But all the pills, the only pills I knew about they had was a rooster pills. But he didn't want me to talk about the rooster pills,
Rooster pills.
And I figured out what it was. I didn't have to. They didn't know how to spell it out for me. They didn't spell it out. They were just, rooster. He got him some rooster pills. He got him from. Look at him. He's walking tall over. Look at him. He's high stepping. He got on there rooster pills. Look at him. But that was about the only kind of pills anybody was on. And it didn't last long because it didn't work. I mean, it all didn't. Well, let's get into our short list here a little bit. We'll try a few of these right here. Same-sex married couples that appeared on the Red Fox show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do y'all think Red Fox? How do you think he would have responded to a same-sex married couple on his show? What do you think?
He'd have been worse than Julio and the goat if he'd have seen them. That's guaranteed.
It's just short list. Short list. They anybody come up with, call me. Any of y'all come up with anything, argue with me, short list, call me. Come on that number right there. Let's talk. All right. Here's one. Here's a real short one right here. Here's one. Tips on maintaining a toned body through diet, exercise, and sobriety by Hillary Clinton. Can y'all imagine that before she steps in the shower, what that looks like? Can you just imagine that?
Can you picture her posing for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit?
Ooh, man, have mercy. But that's it. That's a short list.
I can't even picture that.
Don't want to do that. That's like the
they throw a penalty on that. That'd be a foul and a penalty. Here's
one right here for y'all. Here's a short list. Actual gentlemen that frequent Gentlemen's Club. Yeah, he a gentleman. He got that 20. Hey, he a gentleman. He got that 20 down in there. He a gentleman. Yeah. Parts of the Constitution that Democrats respect.
Amen.
Come on, y'all, call me. Call me Democrats out there. What part of the Constitution, y'all? And tell me how it's working out for you now. Tell me how that Constitution. Tell me how your man in the White House up there is going along with what the Constitution says. Tell me some things he does that the Constitution agrees with him on. All right, here's one. Mormon-owned cigarette outlets. Here, last but not least, I'd be remiss if I didn't include these fine people in my list. Be remiss because this is a big compliment. Pentecostal women that cannot fix their own hair. And last but not least, including his bladder and his bowels, things that Joe Biden has any control over. That's it.
I see it.
Hey,
What list?
Marvin,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to apologize to you. I was saying you thought that stuff up, but something just flashed over my phone while Floyd was doing the short list there. The city of San Francisco has banned gas appliances.
Yeah.
Good for them. I hope they
I
starve to death
reckon
out there.
Stacy done been out there, ain't she?
That's where it started. Stacy
Stacy
started.
done been out there. Maybe she'll stay out there.
Yeah.
Stacy's done been there.
Lisa, Charlie's not here tonight. How about doing the weather for us, and then you start us taking us home?
I'll do it Friday night tomorrow. The temperature gonna be 79. Look like it's gonna be a little bit windy. And on this report, it's saying 60% chance of rain on Saturday. Report we've been getting is rain moving in here late tomorrow afternoon and then overnight. No real chances of any really heavy rain, but there is some chances of some pretty strong wind gusts Friday night into Saturday morning. So look like we got rain. Temperatures gonna drop Sunday. Gonna stay pretty cool Monday. Tuesday still cool. A little bit more rain coming in on Tuesday, maybe a 40% chance, and then Wednesday starting warming up just a little bit. Thursday the temperatures are gonna come on up. Nice. It's gonna start getting in that shell cracker fishing weather. Hopefully, we're going to start getting some warm weather. So, cool nights, pleasant days in the very immediate future, and then going to warm up a little bit. Maybe them fish going to start biting. And, enjoyed being with y'all tonight. Show Miss Charlie. I miss seeing old Charlie. And I hate I wasn't with y'all last week, but I had to work. So, I had stuff I had to do, so I couldn't be on. But we appreciate y'all letting us spend an hour or so with y'all, coming to your home. You just don't know how good it makes us feel to see that picture tonight. That little fella sitting there looking at the television. That's as good a compliment as you can pay us.
Mm-hmm.
That you trust us enough to let your children watch us and watch what we say. Lord, no, we wouldn't do nothing to embarrass that child or to send that child the wrong way. We're gonna try to tell them the truth. We're gonna try to tell you the truth. Sometimes we do it we want to do it in a way that's funny so that we can make you smile. But the stuff we talking about, it really ain't about. We don't need to laugh at it. We're in a serious situation in this country we're in, and it's time. I read an article today. I can't remember. It was another country. I can't remember where. I want to say it was Holland or somewhere where they had a big election and they were just shocked because the common people stood up and took over the leadership of the government against all this woke crowd that's over there with all that environmental stuff and all the rules and the regulation that they was using. Not too long ago, wherever Marvin was, he showed a picture of a cow with a diaper. Them was the people that did that voting. Listen, we ain't that far behind them. Our country is in dire need for good men and good women to stand up, make a voice, do something about it. We all got to pull together. We've had enough of this stuff. Their policies has failed. Their ideas have failed. They're spending more money than we're able to bring in. You can't stay here doing that. We're responsible. I don't know where people realize it or not, but it's our responsibility to hand this world over to the next generation in better shape than we found it. You know what? We failing. We are not going to be able to do that. We have failed in that category. But we just want to bring y'all that attention, y'all. Maybe we can make y'all smile. We love you. We thank you for spending time with us. Hope that you enjoy spending a little time with us, and just thank you. We love y'all. Pray for this nation. Pray for us, and let's get through this thing together. Floyd.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Nick Weasel. Good remarks, man. everything 100% the truth. We don't tell y'all nothing but the truth, folks. That's all we tell you, 100% the truth. I'm going to tell you some more truth. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Make sure you are prepared to protect yourself and your family wherever you are. Whenever, if danger approaches you, you have the wherewithal and you have the equipment to protect yourself from danger or harm. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Do not get into a group of people that you do not know, that you're not familiar with, that you have no idea who they are, where they come from, or what they're up to. Surround yourself with like-minded people. And always, always, when you lay down and go to sleep at night, when you lay down in your bed and go to sleep tonight, you start thanking God for the things He's done for you today, just today. And you'll go to sleep and you'll still be thanking Him. Marvin, take us home, baby.
Guys, once again, thank you for inviting us into your home tonight. Y'all know we love you. We love you and appreciate each and every one of you. We appreciate all of our sponsors. We appreciate our faithful viewers out there, and we thank you from the bottom of our heart. Don't forget, Sunday's coming. It's the Lord's Day. I'm going to encourage you to give Him His due. Go to church if it's where you can and worship the Lord together with your church family. Keep looking up. Keep trusting in the Lord. Keep pressing on, keep being the salt and the light. That's what we're called to do in this old bad world we live in. But let's just keep pressing on. Our scripture for the day is this: He is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning and the firstborn from among the dead, so that everything He might have the supremacy. That's from the book of Colossians. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Hope that you'll join us right here next week. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Same place, same time, for more Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Guys, no matter what you do in life, please always, always, always be particular. Good night.
Good night,
See
y'all.
you.